Technology integration best practices. When deciding to integrate technology into their teaching, many teachers worry about how to manage their tech-infused classroom. Well, keeping a well-managed classroom while integrating technology may seem like an ill-fated task to some, but I want to give you a few best practices for managing a tech-infused classroom. Managing a tech-infused classroom always begins with lesson planning. When planning to integrate technology, it is important to remember these few things. Start small. Find the technology that best suits you, your personality, your students' personalities, and what the students need. You don't have to start off by incorporating the biggest, best technology. Start off small and then work your way up. Learn. It is so important for teachers. You don't have to learn everything about the technology, but just learn as much of the new technology as often as possible. Jot down some possible problems and ask others how they cope with the problems. Ask them how they deal with integrating technology in their classroom. Another important thing to do is to plan. This could be planning for things such as how much practice time are the students going to need for using the technology? What might be hard for them to use and to do? How are they going to get off task? How are you going to assess them? How are they going to be grouped? So you just need to plan out all these different things. Look for help and support. Have a mentor. If another teacher down the hallway has used this technology before, go to them and ask them how they did it. If somebody at your school hasn't used it before, find an online community that may have and connect with other teachers around the country and see how they've incorporated and integrated technology in their classrooms. Do it little by little. Don't go into it, all the way. If it makes you more comfortable to do just a little bit of it at a time, then do it a little bit at a time. And think organized. If you need to reserve the computer lab ahead of time, then go ahead and reserve it. Troubleshoot the technology. Make sure it works. Make sure you have enough devices. Have a plan B and even a plan C. Just be organized in how you plan, just like with anything else. Many best practices apply to technology use in general. However, there are a few that are specific to certain technologies. For laptops, you can tell your students to 45 their screen, which means they have to tilt the screen down while you're talking, or they can close the lid completely. Whatever you choose, it's up to you. For iPads or other tablets and mobile devices, you can have the students to lock their screen and make sure they keep the device in sight at all times. Some technology strategies for general use would be to move around, monitor what they're doing, walk around the classroom, have your classroom set up in such a way that it's easy to move around. Use a timer. Say if they have like a certain amount of time they can use the technology for a project, set the timer. Give them a 5-minute warning when class is about to end so that they can turn off the computer, save their stuff, get it turned off and put it back where it goes. And again, just make sure that they keep the devices in sight at all times. You can also have an acceptable use policy of certain times that they can use it. Maybe they have to ask your permission before they can just search something on their phone or something. Just that can be like a school-wide acceptable use policy, or you can make one for your classroom. However you want to do it. Bring your own device. BYOD. So a lot of the best practices that I've already given you can apply to the BYOD, but the main thing with this is to plan for students who may not have a device or that may have left it at home. I would suggest letting them share devices. Maybe their buddy next to them has their device and they can share, or use the school device. If one of the other teachers in your hallway aren't using the laptops, maybe you can work it out to where they can use it. I would hate for a student to get left out of using technology just because they either don't have a phone or some kind of device that they can bring, or because they may have left it at home or something. So always work out a way that each student has opportunity to use it. One-to-one computing is the same thing as bring your own device. A lot of the best practices I've given you can apply to that, but just make sure that you arrange your room in such a way that you can easily walk around and monitor and see what the students are doing. If you tell them to 45 their screen, make sure they do it. If you tell them to screens down, make sure they put the screens down. Just make sure it's arranged in such a way that you can easily monitor what all's going on. The most important best practice that I can give you is to use technology. Technology is such a valuable resource for 21st century learners. Students in this generation can do so much with technology, and they deserve every opportunity to use it as often as possible. I want to leave you with this quote from the movie A Cinderella Story. Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. To me, this just means don't let your fear of technology keep you from integrating it into your classroom. You never know what your students are capable of until you give them the right tools.